and this is just half of them, okay? Guys, please, I am
insane.
Okay, and the other half. And plus, if you watch my book shopping book haul vlog that I just posted, probably those books as well. So let's get into my December TBR. And by TBR, I mean overly ambitious hopefuls. Okay? But we're doing this to hold me accountable so I can actually hopefully get to these books. Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Janae, here with your all things books, book reading, yapping, talking about books, hyperfixating about books, crying over fictional characters, the whole shebang. We do that here, and I'm trying to lock in and get more videos made and posting it more consistently. So we're gonna do my December TBR, and this is ambitious, and this is being made because in 2 weeks, week and a half, I'll be on winter break. So I have no more grad school for a few weeks. I will have my internship for a few weeks. So I have so much time to do nothing but read. So that's my goal. Read and make videos. Fingers crossed. So let's talk about all the books quickly. I don't know what they all are about, but I really want to get to these books this December before the year ends. And we're not gonna get to all of them, obviously, but A Girl Can Dream. I would love for you guys to let me know down below which ones I should prioritize, since I won't get to all of these. First is a book I am currently in the middle of, and it's a big book. So I've not finished it yet. It is the 29th of November, so I have like a day to read it, and I'm currently reading another book. But that is It by Stephen King. I'm about 230 pages into the book. I am immersive reading it. I don't know much about this book until I read it. We're currently reading it because I watched the movie, but I never finished it. I fell asleep in the beginning of it, so oopsies. But I'm doing an immersive read, so I'm listening to it while reading it, and I'm loving the audiobook with it. It just helps you really immerse yourself in the story, and the writing is exquisite, and the way you get so much information, but it doesn't feel like you are reading a lot, if that makes sense. But this book follows some different characters and their lives and what has happened in the town of Derry, and the clown Pennywise, okay? Taking people, taking children, murders, deaths occurring, and them trying to figure it out, I think, and solving clues. I'm only at the beginning of the book. We have like flashbacks of like what had happened previously. We have like present day, them going back into Derry to talk about, I guess, like what is occurring again, because these deaths like occur every so amount of years, and they promised they would come back together to help end it if it happened again. So now they're all coming back together to, I guess, figure it out. I'm not there yet, but I'm excited and I'm really enjoying it so far, but we still have a good chunk, so I'm definitely not gonna finish it by tomorrow. So another book I'm currently reading, which is against my book club. If you're interested, me and 6 other book talkers made a Christian book club called Forest Glory Book Club. I'll have it linked down below. We have a FABLE group chat where we talk about the books we're reading. We do Christian fiction and nonfiction every other month. This is our 2nd month of doing it. In November, December, we are reading another book that I'm gonna have up here in a second. But we're doing our live the first weekend of December. So I still have like about a week to finish this book if I don't finish it by tomorrow. But our November pick was A Force in the Wind by Francine Rivers. So I'm currently in the middle of this one. I'm a few chapters in. I'm listening to the audiobook as well while I read it. And I am enjoying it so far. It's a lot of different information and people what we got going on. But it's my first Francine Rivers book, and I'm really excited to see what I think about it. The back, I'll just see what the back says. Torn by her love for a handsome aristocrat, a young slave girl clings to her faith in the living God for deliverance from the forces of decadent Rome. So I'm excited. So far we have different POVs happening. I'm sure they're gonna all tie together at some point. There's gonna be a romance, lots of Christian faith talk in here as well, which I am enjoying so far. So I'm excited to keep listening to this one and reading this one. My goal is to finish it before November ends, which is tomorrow, but if I don't, we'll have to finish it in the beginning of December. And on the same note as a Christian book club I'm a part of, for December our pick is Your Story Has a Villain by Jonathan Pokluda and John Green, and it's about spiritual warfare. It says identifying spiritual warfare and learning how to defeat the enemy. So this one's a nice little short one, some strategies and things to learn about how the enemy attacks and how we can fight off the enemy. And so I'm excited to read this one in December. And again, if you're interested, my link is down below to join our FABLE book club. Okay. Next is a book I kind of started. I read like a page, so we're gonna read it in December, and that is If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. I've heard really good things about this one. It's supposed to be like a throwback classic rom-com romance book with the fall vibes, as you can see. Small town, people say like Gilmore Girls. It says slow burn romance set in the autumnal glow of 1997 small town Vermont. So the MMC is Cliff. He is the small town golden boy, single dad, and a baker. The FMC ends up taking over her mom's bread and breakfast and dealing with a divorce and healing after the divorce, and she ends up, I think, meeting Cliff, and then their kind of interaction. So it's supposed to be like a nice, cute, cheesy, but like hard-hitting and fun fall romance, and I've heard really good things about it, so I'm excited to get to this one and hopefully read it in a timely manner because it's not super long. I feel like once you're into it, it'll be easy to fly through. Next, along with our previous Stephen King book, a book I've been dying to read, and it's a brick. A lot of these are bricks and fantasy books, but this one I've been really wanting to read, so I'm excited to get to it, and that is 11/22/63 by Stephen King. I don't know much about about this book besides it's a brick. I'll probably do the audiobook while I read it. It's about John F. Kennedy's assassination, and it also has, I think, some time travel aspects to it where the main person is like going back in time. So our main character, Jake, is a divorced high school English teacher in a small town Maine. He's grading essays by his GED students, and he reads about a destined moment through a gruesome and enthralling piece penned by janitor Harry Dunning. 50 years later, Harry somehow survived his father's slaughter of the entire family. Friend Al, the owner of a local diner, enlists Jake to take over the mission that's become his obsession, to prevent the Kennedy assassination. How? By stepping through a mysterious portal in the diner's storeroom and into the era of Ike and Elvis, of big American cars, sock hops, and cigarette smoke. Finding himself in warm-hearted Jody, Texas, Jake begins a new life, yet all turns on this treacherous road lead straight to the troubled loner named Lee Harvey Oswald, where time travel has never been more believable or so terrifying. I've heard good things about this. People who've read it have been loving it, and so I'm really excited to get to this one in the fall. Fingers crossed. Next is a continuation of a series that I had previously read, and I really enjoyed the first book, and it's a trilogy, so I would love to get to the second and third book this fall. I did listen to the first book on audiobook while reading it again, immersive reading it, so I'll do the same with these two books because I really enjoyed it that way. That is The Bloodsworn Saga by John Gwynne. Okay, the first book is The Shadow of the Gods, which I really enjoyed, and so these are the second and third book in the series, and it's a Norse-inspired epic fantasy. The first book follows 3 different characters and kind of their journeys and how they're gonna all, I'm assuming, come together, but I really enjoyed it. I like the audiobooks because there is different pronunciations and names of things that I can't really pronounce because of the Norse inspired aspect, and so the audiobooks are really helpful to get immersed in the story and not take too much time to like try to understand what the words are saying. So I'm really excited for this one. It followed, like I said, followed our 3 main characters all on the different journeys. It takes place in the world where the gods like kind of battle, kind of destroy the earth, and then they also have beings who were made with the god's blood in them, so they have magical powers as well, and they can like shapeshift. People control them and use them as weapons. So there's like a whole big epic fantasy world going on in it. It's hard to explain right now because I haven't read that one in like a year, but I really enjoyed the first book and I'm excited to continue with this trilogy. And one thing that's amazing is that in the beginning there is a summary of what had happened in the previous book, which is amazing. Okay, and it talks about all the characters, who they were, what happened, and I love that because I think all books should do that. It says what has gone before. See, that should be a thing that all fantasy books do because I'm a victim of not continuing a series right away. And I would love to work on that in 2026 and try to binge series instead of spacing them out excessively. Love to get to these 2 books in December. Okay, next is a book I really want to get into. I've heard really good things, but I've also heard mixed things about this, but I'd love to give it a try myself. And that is Direbound by FABLE Sorensen. I don't know much besides it's like a romantasy with werewolves. Thank you. It says, only the worthy survive the bonding trials. She'll risk her life and her heart to be one of them. Okay, my camera's charging, but we're gonna hope it still is working. So Marin is our main character, and she hates the Bonded, which are elite warriors who form metal links with the massive, vicious dire wolves they ride. However, she wants to get her little sister, who was kidnapped, and so she crosses the front and enlists in the army and is thrown in the deadly bonding trials, where any mistake will cost her life. She must survive for 4 months of training at the castle. She is bound to a feral dire wolf who refuses to communicate, and the other trainees want to spill her blood. And her cool, beautiful instructor, Stark Therian, is eager to punish any weakness. Everything is a competition. Everyone is out to get her. Everyone except the dangerously handsome crown prince, whose attention adds another target to her back. In the castle, every smile hides a knife, and all the halls hide dark secrets. It's bond or bleed, duel or die. Failure is ruin. In theory, this sounds so good. I love trials. I love the werewolf aspect. I love the prince, the mystery, the everyone's out to get me, trying to survive. So I'm really excited for this one, and I really hope it is just so much fun and addictive, and hopefully we love it. Okay, hopefully we love it. Next is a series. Okay, it's a series. Can you guess the series? The Zodiac Academy series. My goal would be ideally to finish it in December and be done with the Academy series, which is insane because the series is massive, as you can tell from just the last 4 books in the series. But I'm currently in the middle of book 7, which is Heartless Sky. I do listen to these books on audio, so that would be how I'd continue reading them and listening to them throughout the month. Potentially immersive reading it as well, with reading it while listening to it. But I have been listening to the whole series, and I'm really excited and enjoying it so far, and I'm excited to see where things go. If you don't know what the series is about, it follows our twins Tori and Darcy, and they were found in the human realm thinking they were humans, but they were actually Fae princesses. Their parents were the rulers of Solaria, the Fae realm. Their parents had died, and their parents sent them to live in the human realm. The Fae they thought they were dead, but they turns out once they turned 18 they were able to track them down. So now they were sent back to the Zodiac Academy, and they have to go to the academy, display their powers, and win, and like showcase that they can rule Solaria to take back their throne. However, since their parents died, a council was formed with one person from each elemental magic set to rule Solaria, so the fire, earth, water, and air, and their sons are now set to take over the throne, which are their heirs. Okay, and so we have Darius, Max, Seth, and Caleb, and they want to take over and rule Solaria after they finish the academy. So now the twins coming makes that plan questionable, because now they fear the twins are going to take over the throne and they can't have the throne. So now there's like battling between each other. Bully romance, high stakes, trials, plot twists, found family, friendship, romance, backstabbing, all the things, all the emotions. So I'm so excited to continue with the series. Like I said, on book 7, Heartless Sky, and then I have book 8, which is Sorrow and Starlight, which I think you're supposed to tandem read with 8.5, which is Beyond the Veil. And the last book is Restless Stars. So hopefully we can get to all of them this December and we can finish out the Zodiac Academy. I'm scared, I'm nervous, but I'm excited. And I love, you know, as you start off in the series not liking people and despising people, and then as you get more and more into the series, you start loving everyone, and the found family is just like, oh, and people I didn't care about previously, I'm like obsessed with now. So I hope everything works out, but I'm scared. And already right now in book 7, there are some things that are like going to be questionable. So I'm like, I don't know how things are going to turn out, how they're going to solve these problems, and I'm scared. But I'm so excited to see where the story goes and how it all ends. Hopefully we can get to finishing Zodiac Academy, which is my biggest series I've ever finished since Throne of Glass. So that's gonna be really exciting, but I'm excited. Hopefully we get to it and things all work out. I'm scared for people who might not make it. Next is another series I really want to continue. I read the first book years ago. It was okay. I reread it, still okay, but I read the second one. I really enjoyed the second one, so I'm excited to see how the rest of the series goes. And that is the Blood and Ash series, intermingled with the Flesh and Fire series. I am doing like the intermingled, that's a prequel series that you like intermingle in the reading order, which I plan on doing. I have read Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. I listened to it. I do want to reread it and annotate it, and then continue listening to it, annotating the rest of the series, because I wish I had annotated it and I never did, and I kind of forgot some of the stuff in here. I remember it and I really enjoyed it, but I want to reread it and get all the little details back in my brain and go straight into continuing the series, which with The Crown of Gilded Bones. So my goal would be, again, like I said, to listen to this one again while annotating it, and then go into this one, listen to it, and annotate it. I do have audiobooks for a lot of these already prepared to be read, so I would love to get to rereading this one and continuing the series. I am so excited. I really enjoyed this book. First book follows our maiden Poppy, who is basically meant to serve and be given up to the gods. So she has like a veil covering her. No one knows what she looks like. She's like a prized possession that's going to be trained and like given to the gods, okay? But in this world, we have an opposing leader, Dark Force, who is infiltrating their kingdom and ends up wanting the maiden in his possession. And we get to know some lies, some truths, some twists that you didn't expect, because our main character was born into this society where she is kept kind of like hidden and like only hears what she knows from her people who are raising her, and she starts to kind of go out against everyone who raised her and kind of learn things on her own, and she starts to uncover things that she realized might not have been the truth that she was told. And so I'm really excited to see how the story goes and how it continues, and I can't wait. So I really want to get to this one. I think about the series often about how badly I want to continue it, so hopefully we can continue. Next, another series that is supposed to be heartbreaking, devastatingly wonderful, but painful at the same time, and I've been dying to read it, and that is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I just want to be devastated. I want to be attached. I want to be crying. I want to just feel all the emotions, and I've heard that's what you'll get with this series. So I would love to read this one. I have to. Like, I think about it all the time. Like I said previously in the beginning of fall, that it was the R.F. Kuang fall. I have not read an R.F. Kuang book yet, so we need to get to it. I really want to get to this one in this series, in this trilogy, and I just want to be gut wrenched and devastated and heartbroken, and hopefully have a kind of happy ending. But people who read this series like are obsessed with it, so I'm hoping to get to it and also fall in love with it. Do I know what it's about? No. We have an orphan, Rin, and I know it's very war heavy, political heavy. She aced the empire-wide test to find the most talented youth. She surprised everyone, test officials, the guardians who wanted to marry her off and further the criminal enterprise, and even herself. But being a dark-skinned peasant girl from the south is not easy at Sinigard, the most elite military school in the Khan. Targeted by rival classmates for her color, poverty, and gender, Rin discovers that gods long thought dead are very much alive, and that she possesses a lethal, unearthly power, an aptitude for the nearly mythical art of shamanism that could be the weapon the empire desperately needs. And then the third Poppy War sparks, and she might be the only one with the power to save her people. And so now she's going into war, I think, and it's just, I've heard it's devastating, heartbreaking, and brutal, but people love it, so I'm excited. Next, another book I've heard good things about, okay? Blood Over Bright Haven by Emma Wong. I also want to read The Sword of Kaigan, okay? really badly. I probably think about the book daily as well. But this book follows main character, and she is gonna be the first woman ever admitted to the High Magistrate at the University of Magics and Industry. And I know that she gets kind of looked down upon because she is a woman. She's pairing up with this janitor, I think, to discover secrets and mysteries and uncover truths. And I've heard it's really good. I'm really excited, and I feel like it's perfect for the fall as well. Kind of dark academia, magical elements, girl power, you know? I don't know, but hopefully we can read this one as well. I've heard good things, nothing but great things about this one. So, and it's sort of kind of good. Okay, next, a book I really want to read. Okay, and it's a duology, I believe, and the second one just came out kind of recently, and I've heard it's again amazing. The Jasad Heir by Sarah Hashim. This is an Egyptian-inspired fantasy. Epic fantasy. And 10 years ago, the kingdom of Jasad burned, its magic was outlawed, its royal family murdered. At least that's what Sylvia wants people to believe. The heir of Jasad escaped the massacre, and she intends to stay hidden, especially from the armies of Nizal that continue to hunt her people. But a moment of anger changes everything. When Aaron, the Nizal heir, tracks a group of Jasadi rebels to her village, Sylvia accidentally reveals her magic and captures his attention. Now Sylvia is forced to make a deal with her greatest enemy, help him hunt the rebels in exchange for her life. A deadly game begins. I've heard amazing things about this one, and the second book, duology, and that's an amazing duology, so we need to get to this one. Okay, we need to. Next, because I don't think I've had enough pain and heartbreak in the TBR so far, I would love to read The Woman by Kristen Hanna, my second Kristen Hanna book. I read The Nightingale. Loved it. This one technically was lent to me by a friend, and I've been hoarding it and have not given it back. So I need to read it so I can give it back to her. But again, if I want to just be devastated and heartbroken, Kristen Hanna will do it to you every time. And again, do I know much about this one? No. But it says it's a story of one woman gone to war, but it shines a light on all women who put themselves in harm's way and whose sacrifice and commitment to their country has too often been forgotten. A novel about deep friendships and bold patriotism. The Woman is a richly drawn story with a memorable heroine whose idealism and courage under fire will come to define an era. I don't really need to know much about her books. I just know if I want to feel pain and every emotion and have a beautiful story, I need to read her books. So we need to get to this one in December as well. Next is a book I am currently reading, but I'm only a few chapters into it, so I'm not going to finish it at the end of November, tomorrow's the last day of November. So, but that is The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgson. I've heard really good things about it, and so far I am really enjoying it. Do I know much about it? No. But so far it follows our main character, and she is a daughter of a rebel who was killed and caught, and she is kind of under the scrutiny of the ruler of this kingdom, and it's her brother, she has a younger sister, and her mom, and that's where I'm at. The king called them to the palace. So I'm about to see what happens there. But according to the side of it, okay, so it talks about how 24 years ago, the Empire of Orin was at peace. The reign of Bursa and the Brusk has come to an end. In the dizzying heat of midsummer, 7 exceptional warriors, thinkers, and strategists compete to replace him. When one of them is murdered, it falls to Nima Kra, the Emperor's brilliant, idiosyncratic high scholar, to find the killer and fight for the throne. Nima believes she is alone, but we are here to help. All she has to do is let us in. Competitions, competing, murder mystery, fantasy, mystery. I'm excited, okay? And I've heard really good things about this one, so we need to actually finish it because, like I said, I started it. I should be able to finish this one in December. And then next is a book I'm definitely going to attempt to read, and I would love to do a reading vlog for this book because I've seen so many things about this book when it came out, and did I want to read it? I don't know, but now I decided I'm gonna read it, okay? So I'm gonna do a vlog for it. I'm gonna wait until I'm done with grad school for the semester and have my winter break so I can fully immerse myself in the story. But that is Alchemized, okay? By Senlin Yu. If you guys don't know, which I barely know, I believe it was initially Manacled, which was like a fan fiction, Hermione fan fiction, Harry Potter, okay? I never read Manacled. I never read Harry Potter. I read the first like 2 books. I have watched other movies, okay? People say you don't need to know that going into this book, but that's what I've heard prior to knowing what this book was. But I've heard it's a devastating, heartbreaking, dark, sad, gut-wrenching story. So I'm just excited. I've had some friends on Book Talk who have read it and loved it, and it's like one of their favorite books ever. So I'm really excited. And again, I love feeling every single emotion while reading a book. And I think this is gonna give it to me. So I'm gonna do a reading vlog for this one, I think, and read it like when I'm off. Okay, so I'm excited. But I've also saw on TikTok that there's like a reading order to do it. Like you read part 1, part 2, and then part 3, and then go back to part 1, and then go back to part 4. Something like that. I saw it. I'm gonna read it that way and see how it goes, I think. But I'm really excited. All I know, at the back it says, what is it you think you're protecting in that brain of yours? The war is over. Hold fast is dead. Okay, that doesn't sound like it's helpful. It says, a riveting dark fantasy debut. A woman with missing memories fights to survive a war-torn world of necromancy and alchemy, and a man tasked with unearthing the deepest secrets of her past. To uncover the memories buried deep within her mind, Helena is set to the High Reef, one of the most powerful and ruthless necromancers in this new world. Trapped in his crumbling estate, Helena's fight to protect her lost history and to preserve the last remaining shreds of her former self is just beginning. For her prison and captor have secrets of their own. Secrets Helena must unearth, whatever the cost. I'm excited. The cover's stunning. And next, because I need to add more books, okay? If you saw my last video of me going book shopping and buying books, you know what I bought. So I'm gonna go through them quickly, but potential is to also add for December because, you know, I love to have a choice of books because I am a mood reader at heart. So that's why we make hopefuls, okay? We're gonna do these quickly because I did just post a video about them. But first we have The Second Death of Locke. This is, she is a knight, he is a mage, she's protecting him and their romance, and also a quest to protect the child of an enemy kingdom. And they go on a dangerous mission, magic, romance, mission, mystery, high stakes. I've heard good things, I'm excited. And it gives fall. Good Spirits with B.K. Borison. Ghost of Christmas Past falls in love with his charge. I've heard good things. Christmas book, I have nothing for Christmas on here, so at least we have one Christmas read for December. And I've read B.K. Borison's Live Light Farms last fall or winter, and I really enjoyed that one, so I'm excited to read this one and have a little, my one lighter book, I guess, for my December TBR. Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. Massive epic fantasy, okay? Been wanting to read it, so I got it. Will I get to it? Who knows? It could be a 2026 series to embark on. A Forbidden Alchemy, a newer release. I've heard really good things about it. I'm pretty sure there's trials. The two main characters get whisked away. She wants to become an artisan and she ends up staying there. He ends up leaving, going back home. He's part of the rebellion group that kidnaps her, I think. Sounds great, for good things. Sheila Sparrows by Devaney Perry, a newer release. Heard amazing things about. High stakes, fast paced. Great romance. She is a princess and she ends up being forced to have a marriage with a stranger of the infamous monster who sailed across the shores to marry her, and then she is sent to go to his continent. And it says that the only way to kill the monsters we fear are to become one. I've heard great things. I'm excited. Potential for December. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 books for December. Anyways, guys, those are all the books that I would like to be choosing from in December to read. If I could read 25 books in December, that would be like a miracle, okay? That's not gonna happen. But a girl's gonna dream, and with the break coming up, I'm hoping to just really lock in and read as much as possible. So again, any of these books that you saw me list, tell me which ones you think I should prioritize. If you've read any of them, let me know your thoughts. Which ones did you love? Which ones did you not love? Let me know down below, okay? So I can start picking my first reads for December. But like I said, I do have to finish a few books if I don't finish them by tomorrow, which is the end of November. But happy December, everyone. Happy holidays. And let's hope and wish for a magical, merry, book-filled month. Okay? And happy reading. Let me know down below what books you plan to read in December. And I'll see you guys later for more videos for December. Lots of reading vlogs. Fingers crossed. We're gonna do it, okay?